So picture this. It's the 2026 World Cup draw, an event normally all about the sport. But then, in a pretty wild move, the worlds of football and politics just collide. FIFA, the game's global governing body, suddenly unveils a brand new award, the FIFA Peace Prize, and its very first recipient? None other than former US President Donald Trump. As you can imagine, this sent ripples through, well, pretty much everywhere, and raised some big questions that we really need to unpack.
All right, so here's our game plan for breaking this all down. First, we're going to look at how this new prize was even presented. Then, we'll dive right into the praise, the politics, and, of course, the controversy that followed. After that, we'll put it all into context by looking at FIFA's other big award, and then explore a totally different, grassroots way of using football for peace. And finally, we'll connect the dots to that big, complicated mix of sports, money, and power.
So it all kicked off in Washington, D.C., right in the middle of the World Cup draw. With the whole world watching, FIFA decided to announce something completely new, its first ever Peace Prize. This is your Peace Prize. Those were the exact words from FIFA President Gianni Infantino. He presented the award with a ton of fanfare, handing over a golden trophy and a medal, and praising what he called Trump's exceptional efforts to promote peace. Trump put the medal on right away, calling it one of the great honors of his life. But then he made this pretty staggering claim that he and Infantino had talked and that together they had saved millions and millions of lives. Yeah, so as you can probably guess, the reaction was immediate, and, well, it was all over the place. It sparked a whole lot of praise, but also some really intense controversy. Okay, so what is the FIFA Peace Prize even supposed to be? Well, according to FIFA's official line, it's an annual award. It's meant to recognize leaders who get involved in diplomacy, create dialogue, and bring, quote, hope for future generations.
And this is really where the story splits into two totally different paths. On one hand, you have supporters pointing to Trump's claims of resolving conflicts as the reason for the award. But on the other hand, you have critics who are pretty sure the prize was basically invented for him, maybe as a kind of consolation prize after he didn't get the Nobel.
And the controversy didn't stop there. It actually got a lot deeper. It came out that the person chosen to chair the Peace Prize Committee is a tycoon who the UN has said should be investigated for helping with ethnic cleansing in Myanmar. That, as you can imagine, immediately raised some very serious questions about the award's credibility. You know, this comment from Reddit really seems to capture how a lot of the public reacted. For many football fans, it felt like a new low for FIFA's leadership, so low that it actually made them miss the old controversial eras.
Now, to really get why this Peace Prize felt so jarring to so many people, we need to compare it to another, much older FIFA tradition, the Fair Play Award.
See, since 1987, the Fair Play Award has been all about honoring moments of real sportsmanship and humanity inside the game. The winners are almost never politicians. They're players, fans, teams, the people who make up the football community.
And just take a look at who's won in the past. This award isn't about politics. It's about the heart and soul of the game itself. It's for things like Gary Lineker's incredible career with no bookings, Atlético Nacional's amazing gesture after a tragedy, the Danish medics saving a life on the pitch, and Brazil taking a powerful stand against racism. It's a whole different world. So if the real goal is peace through football, what does that look like when you take away the fancy ceremonies and gold trophies? Let's check out a completely different grassroots approach, this one funded by UEFA, not FIFA.
So let's go to Colombia, a country recovering from a 50-year internal war. There, the UEFA Foundation is backing a project that uses football to literally build bridges. It's all about helping former guerrilla fighters and local communities reconcile, and they do it by bringing their kids together on the pitch to play.
And here, the impact is real, it's tangible, it's on the ground. This isn't just some symbolic trophy. It's a program that directly works with over 600 children in areas that were completely torn apart by conflict.
And the project's goals are so clear and practical. It's about way more than just a game. It's about promoting coexistence, giving psychological support, and using football as a genuine tool for social healing and helping kids grow.
Okay, let's zoom out and connect all these pieces back to the bigger picture, that often controversial relationship between sports, money, and political power.
You know, this whole thing with politics and football getting mixed up, it's really nothing new. There's a clear pattern if you look back. From Mussolini using the '34 World Cup for propaganda, all the way to the modern FIFA era, which has been full of accusations of cozying up to political powers. This awards ceremony is really just the latest, and maybe the most obvious example. So after looking at all of this, we're kind of left with three completely different ideas of what peace in football can even mean. You've got the top-down political prize for a world leader, you've got the on-the-field award for sportsmanship, and then you have the grassroots program working on real-world reconciliation. And this really brings us right to the heart of the whole debate. What does it actually do to the spirit of the sport when its own governing body creates an award like this for a polarizing politician? Does it elevate football's role in the world, or does it undermine the very spirit of fair play and unity it's supposed to be all about? In the end, this whole episode really forces us to ask a question that's been asked throughout the history of sports. When these two powerful worlds, sports and politics, merge so visibly, who's the real winner? Is it the game, or is it the players who are already in power?